I'm Wei, an assistant professor of decision science at the University of New Hampshire. In this video, I will highlight main points of my research paper titled Allocation of Funds in Bi-level Subsidy Welfare Programs. It is my joint work with Professor Priyanka Arora and Professor Celeste Locke. Every year, US state governments spend a large amount of money to help economically disadvantaged individuals through subsidy welfare programs so that they can have affordable access to essential services such as housing and childcare. In a typical subsidy welfare program, a state-level government agency works with a few local nonprofit organizations which run and administer this program within their designated service area. Government agencies allocate funds to these nonprofits. The amount of funds allocated to these nonprofits are usually calculated based on a relatively simple funding formula, which is the equal weighted sum of relevant factors across those service areas. For example, the number of beneficiaries and service providers. Using allotted funds, these nonprofits conduct various activities to assist their local service providers and ultimately create a positive impact for the beneficiaries within their areas. A similar bi-level hierarchical structure and formula-based funding method are used by the government agencies in several other subsidy welfare programs as well. Hereafter, I refer to the government agency as the funding agency and the local nonprofits as the service agencies. Based on our conversations with practitioners and in-depth review of relevant reports, we learned that allocation of funds in these bi-level subsidy welfare programs is rather complex. The source of complexity can be bucketed into three main categories. The first complexity is due to the funding agency's consideration on ensuring equity in the social impact generated across different service areas. The second complexity is due to the service focus of these programs, which is in contrast to the other programs that focus on distributing essential products, such as foods and drugs. Due to the service focus, local nonprofits can invest in different activities. Thus, differences in the rate of investment return in activities can significantly affect the level of social impact generated in each area. The third complexity arises from an information asymmetry between entities at two different levels. On additional funds that may be approved by the legislative body in the future. In these programs, the funding agency typically has relatively more information on the availability of these future additional funds. This could significantly impact the funds allocation decisions by the funding agency, as well as investment decisions by the service agencies. It has been widely documented and argued that formula-based allocation methods that are commonly used in practice cannot fully capture these complexities. Inspired by this, we set out to utilize mathematical models to answer two research questions in this paper. In a subsidy welfare program, how should the funding agency distribute its limited funds among various service agencies in order to maximize overall social impact while ensuring equitable outcomes across all areas? Also, under what conditions is our proposed equity ensuring funds allocation strategy more valuable compared with other funding methods? We developed a stylized model that captures all the complexities mentioned earlier and leads to formulation of the optimization problem outline. Next, for this brief video presentation, I present only two main takeaways from our analysis. First, in order to ensure that equitable social impact is generated across different areas, we show how the funding agency should incorporate the within area factors in addition to the between area factors in its optimal allocation decisions. An example of such between area factors is the mix of subsidy accepting and non-accepting service providers in an area. This is a particularly useful insight because currently most funding agencies rely only on between area factors to distribute their budget. Second, we compare the resulting outcomes on our proposed equity ensuring method versus a simple formula-based method. Our analysis reveals that the equity ensuring method always eliminates inequity while not severely sacrificing the overall social impact on a wide range of values of contextual factors. On the flip side, we can conclude that in certain situations, a simple formula-based method could achieve greater overall social impact while not severely sacrificing equity. For example, this could happen when all areas have a large proportion of one particular type of service providers, and investment return rate of activity targeting that type of service providers is not too high. Finally, using the data provided by Massachusetts Department of Education and Care, MEEC, we show a real-world application of our study using the context of Massachusetts Child Care Subsidy Voucher Program. We find that compared with formula-based method, our proposed equity ensuring funding method helps MEEC achieve equitable outcomes and improve the overall social impact by 3%. Further, this proposed method has only a small loss in the overall social impact versus an efficiency-focused method that ignores any equity considerations. Thank you for watching this video presentation.